Greetings everyone, welcome back. And on today's daily match I picked up a replay I found out about last night that has a player that I know is Chinese and I really enjoy seeing him playing. I remember seeing some matches from him in the past against OGS Zinio and Salavera and against some Chinese players as well because he's Chinese. And well, he's just here facing one of the top Zergs in the world. He's the red Protoss here, Baker. I'm gonna call him Baker to ease my life while shoutcasting this match. And like I said, he's very high ranked on the Korean ladder. I'm not sure if he lives in Korea and plays there within a Korean account, or if he's playing from China. What I do know is that like last time I checked, he was on the top 50 in the Korean ladder, so it's pretty impressive. He's a very good Protoss player, and I just wonder probably when Luffy and Loner, their team, might consider inviting this guy. I think he's good enough to try his luck on the GSL and start showing up more of his skill. Let's see how he fares here against the Blue Zerg, who is, well, the old Brood War veteran, ZergBong. But wait, no, he's not ZergBong anymore, I can't call him ZergBong. He's now NesTea, member of IM Team Incredible Miracle, and the winner of the GSL Season 2. A very impressive Zerg player, and though he's 29 years old, and you guys know by Brood War standards, when you reach 24 you're like close to the retirement, so he's kinda Jurassic on Brood War status. But well, he already showed us his skill, he knows that he got what it takes to actually play this game on top level, and well, he already proved that by winning the second GSL. So let's see what's going on the builds for both players. As you can see here on Baker's side, I think he's preparing an early expo because he's already establishing his buildings outside of his main base and into the natural expo. Probably gonna plan into some kind of wall off here so he can just defend against any kind of early push that NesTea might decide to go for. NesTea finishing his spawning pool, and he's sending his overlords. As you can see, both overlords already reached those 2 spawning points, so now he knows that his opponent is on the furthest away spawning point. This usually results on relative long games because the rush distance is fairly far away. And I think that Baker is not planning into any kind of early pressure anyway, because he's just planning into a fast expand. Here comes his probe, he almost has the minerals for it, so I would say that he's going to prepare his wall off, Nexus going down, and establish a 2-base play, at least for the early stages of this match. And we're actually watching something curious here. Once again, I'm seeing the Protoss player going for the base faster than the Zerg player. It's something that you don't see every day, but as you can see here, NesTea didn't went for the really fast 14 hatch anyway, it was like 18 supply, so I guess he delayed it a little bit and got some Zerglings out. These Zerglings probably are going to start knocking on this door, but I think it's fairly well defended. There's not that many Zerglings, it's only 4 of them. There's a Zealot here and some more reinforcements coming from the back. It's another Probe and Zealot, so he's going to be able to fend off and chew away those Zerglings. Meanwhile, Baker finishing his wall off, already a second gateway, still a gap here, he's probably going to take care of it soon enough. Still no gas at all, he's just committing himself to establish his 2-base play. And on ZergBong's side, he has hatchery down, and there's the spawning pool, already working out of 1 gas because he wants his Zergling speed, and trying to gain control of this Elnaga watchtower would be a good option if he would advance into this one, because on this one he probably could contain his opponent. He would be able to control all the movements outside of his natural expo, and probably force his opponent to maybe decide to change his approach to this build. Maybe some airplay and just fly around so he wouldn't get noticed on that Zalnaga watchtower, but yeah, we're gonna see it soon enough. There it is, Baker finishing his wall off, just a little corridor here, a little gap for the units to pass. Meanwhile, on his base he's finally getting both assimilators and a cybernetics core, while on NesTea's side, already 2 queens playing here, second hatchery going, spawning larvae, so he's gonna have plenty of workers there pretty soon, and the Roadrunner just came up. So 2 queen play, 2 base play, and he has some units here roaming around Zerglings with already the Zergling speed. As you can see, he's positioning himself on this Elnaga watchtower to contain the movements from his opponent, and he already flew around with his overlord, so I would say he already has pretty interesting vision about what what his opponent is going for. As you can see there, he pretty much spotted everything on this main base except for that assimilator, and here he also has this one, so he has visibility over what's going on here as well. So for now, Baker locking himself into a 2-base play. I wonder when he's gonna go now. I know that going for a fast lair tech NesTea, so 2-base play here against 2-base play, getting plenty of gas already. So are we gonna see Mutalisks? I'm not sure exactly, but I guess he's gonna start needing this gas pretty soon. He's getting both of the extractors on both bases, and meanwhile here on Baker's side, it appears that he is going for some kind of airplay. Stargate going down on the main base, and probably gonna try to flank this position here that reveals him on the Xel'Naga watchtower. While this place is basically locked, he's getting some upgrades for his ground units, but he doesn't have much of an army at the moment. Actually, he feels a bit like he's turtling because he's placing a lot of static defenses, waiting to get his air units. It seems gonna get a Void Ray out, and now advancing into the Xel'Naga watchtower. NesTea obviously detecting the movement and running away. So Baker, this move was kind of important. It's gonna allow him to just roam around, probably pass a probe here to the right side, maybe to try to pick up the rich mineral field here or something like that. And meanwhile, the roaches are already coming out with glial reconstitution, while Void Rays and robotics facility are going down for Baker. There's the first Void Ray going down. Meanwhile, he's getting the robotics facility on this corner here. He actually didn't make much of a build on his main base. He's building a lot more on his natural expo, and now focusing fire on this overlord, shoving him away to stop with the scouting for NesTea. It's also in a perspective, it's kind of good for NesTea to be aware that that Void Ray is out. So when Baker went to destroy it, he's just giving an alarm to NesTea, because NesTea basically doesn't have much to defend against air. He does have his queens, but now finally the Hydralisk then going down, while both players are going for the rich mineral field. As you can see, Baker taking care of his, NesTea taking care of his, Phoenix already flying up, gonna be used for scouting purposes. There's not much here to defend, so he's gonna be able to fly around and just poke at all the units and see the build and the tech that NesTea already has. And he doesn't have much, like I said, to gather up against these air units, as Void Ray might be quite nasty against this amount of roaches, because, well, with no air play here, no air defenses, this is gonna get troublesome. And here comes a big wave of roaches trying to push into the natural expo. The place is fairly secure, it has several photon cannons, it's walled off with several buildings, so it's not going to be easy to advance there with these ground units. And NesTea, being aware of that, already picking up his third expo and getting all the upgrades for his roaches. Look, even tunneling claws, now getting the groove spine, so he's going to transition into Hydralisks, maybe make a mix between roach and Hydralisks. It's very effective. The roaches just stay on the front line absorbing the damage, while the Hydralisks DPS, especially because Hydralisks, like I already mentioned several times, they're very effective against gateway units, and might be giving the edge to NesTea. Meanwhile, I see that on Baker's side, he's already going for Colossi play, so he doesn't have much of an air army. Not sure if he's gonna even commit to more air units. This Phoenix has been used for scouting purposes, been flying around, pretty much keeping tabs on what NesTea is building, and now he's gonna transition into Colossi. As you guys know, the Hydralisks are quite squishy, so Colossi with extended thermal lance are gonna be so good, very effective, and I'm not sure how the army count is at the moment, but yeah, it appears that NesTea is leading away, but not by much, 115, 129. And on the unit count, let's take a look, 20 roaches, 10 Hydralisks, and what else? 2 queens, that's basically it. While on the Baker side, it's more of a mix. There's plenty of variety on the units. Zealots, Void Rays, Colossus, Phoenixes, Sentries, it's kind of a big mix there. And this Phoenix, he's been scouting around, checking all the bases, making sure that his opponent doesn't have any secret base. while these Zerglings are gonna advance into the rich mineral field, gonna check what's going on here. And obviously NesTea now knows that his opponent is working out of 3 bases, being one of them the rich mineral field, and that will show on the income obviously. But still NesTea is leading the way, especially because he's working out of his 3 bases for a bit longer, if I'm not mistaken. As you can see, he's trying to saturate this place, but still not completely. And NesTea getting a big bulk of roaches here on this corner. Not sure exactly what he's expecting or what kind of move he's planning with this one. This Phoenix is keeping tabs, he's checking all those roaches. And now here comes a big bunch of Hydralisks. Kill the Phoenix, it's over there. That Phoenix days are just finished and he won't be able to scout anything else. And now the roaches advancing once again on this left side, north side of the main base, left side of the Natural Expo, burrowing them, and he's gonna try to advance like stealth and pass through the defenses, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to. I'm pretty sure there must be some units here that might spot him. There's an observer almost finished and got instantly detected. Oh, got several roaches melted there. And apparently I do see that Baker is going for a big bunch of Colossi. He has already 2. No, I'm sorry, he has 3, already a 4th one coming out, and Colossi have something like, I would like to call it the critical mass. What I mean by this is like when you reach like 4 or 5 Colossi, they do so much damage to your front line that it's kinda hard to just contain them and you need some kind of counter. At the moment, as you can see, the army from NesTea, it's basically Hydralisk and Roach. It doesn't have much else, and he could use some kind of counter against those Colossi, because I do see that Baker is reinforcing his Colossi numbers, and there's a big bulk advancing here. Here they come, massive advance, nice force fields trying to hold off the advance and the range from this Hydralisk. Keep in mind that the Hydralisks already have the range upgrade. They're trying to get now the missile attack level 2, and there it is, nice flanking by NesTea, trying to make a big arch, but this Colossi are just melting through everything. There's not much of that Roach front line anymore, and now it's the 80 HP squishy Hydralisks that are trying to defend, and they just go down so fast. Beautiful blink right on top of those Hydralisks, and look at how much is left from Baker's army. I mean, I don't think that NesTea has what it takes at the moment. He's getting some infestors out. There it is, fungal growth going down, but will it be enough? Nice blink move there to stop these roaches from catching the Colossi on their back and advancing into the bases from NesTea. There's not much that NesTea can do at the moment. He's trying to produce as much as possible, getting 5 more roaches out, and he's actually trying to expand at the same time, but doesn't seem that his army is going to be able to hold against this big Stalker and Colossi army. Nice move here by Baker, applying the pressure on NesTea, and NesTea has to GG out of the match. Whoa, this 4 Colossi here just applied so much pressure on the lines of NesTea that he wasn't able to hold it. I'm not sure if he didn't try to expand too fast. He already had this 4th hatchery here. Might be risky, would be like 300 less minerals that he had to reinforce his army, but still, the build from Baker was quite interesting, and he was just trying to answer back to what NesTea had. I mean, he had roaches and Hydralisks, and well, this amount of Colossus does a lot of damage. Okay, well, hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you all later. Have fun.